And we're going to talk a little bit more about Ron Johnson and Russ Feingold. Dan, you've been looking at sort of the fundraising in that race. What do you find?
It's funny. The presidential race has sucked up all the oxygen, and the Feingold and Johnson campaigns have not gotten a lot of attention. I mean, there have been some stories, and actually the numbers have been pretty volatile as to how much Feingold's leading by. But one story that's not gotten much attention is just that Ron Johnson's fundraising has not been great. He's been outraised by Feingold in each of the last 2 quarters. And I'm going to post a story later today on some of the people who are giving to these candidates. And
these are famous names.
Right, well, Russ Feingold has in the past gotten money from, and he continues to get money from Hollywood types, and he also received money from 3 members of the Soros family, the liberal billionaire George Soros' family. And then he had Michael Douglas give money to him, the actor, Kate Capshaw, who's married to Steven Spielberg. David Geffen with DreamWorks and some other Hollywood types. Johnson's not getting any sort of money like that. Most of his money is coming from hedge fund managers, guys who like to give to super PACs. A guy like Foster Friess who helped keep Rick Santorum's race afloat when he ran for president last time. So that's who's giving in this campaign.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about the funding, because one of the PolitiFact items we just were talking about and hearing about was, Russ Feingold's past commitments to have more than 50% of the contributions from the state, which becomes an artificial cap on what you can raise. But now that's gone. What is Ron Johnson? How does he respond? Does he turn to his own checkbook again? Is he not going to do that?
He has said that he's not going to do that. And last time he had this benefit that after the election was over, his company then basically paid him back the amount of money he paid in. He is a millionaire, but I don't think he's got limitless amount of funds. But if he's trailing and it's in August, September of next year, that's when you start asking yourself questions about getting into your own checkbook. But with Feingold, you do have those issues because he's been Mr. Campaign Finance Reform. At the same time, he's got to go out and ask for money and try to raise money. And he's been critical of third-party interest groups that get involved and so forth, but they are going to get involved. So he's going to have that issue where people are going to continue to raise questions as to how hypocritical he is on these topics.
Do you think, James, when he ran the first time, he's the guy who painted the promises on his garage and showed his hand and wherever he was going. I mean, where is he that? Is this undercut that persona that people liked about him for so many years?
Well, it depends on how much money he continues to get. I mean, pretty soon he's going to have to start tapping into the state and getting money from here. But those are some pretty big donors.
Well, he's a very different person than he was in 1992 when he was doing that. At that time, he was an outsider candidate who was running third, and he was trying to get some attention. Now he's probably the best-known Democrat in the state, and he's got national visibility. So things have changed, and so when he starts getting money from outside of Wisconsin, it's different than what it was in '92.